Hi, lovers and leaders family. How are you? Welcome to another time with me, Dr. Sarah. So, in this video, I want to talk about a past experience very briefly with a leader who, lovely person, very lovely person. Basically, it is a scenario whereby the leader gave free reign to me and our group to come up with some ideas for um, a project, for a project. And so I thought, okay, this is different. All right, no clear instruction, just these are the dates that this project has to be done by. Um, you know, this project, she's tried to do this project a few years ago, but it just couldn't land, right? Now I kind of know why as I go through the story. Um, and I come along and I'm new to this circle of people, and the person's like, you know what, go ahead and do this project, right? So in that situation, I thought, sure. I mean, the people that I'm working with, they seem pretty competent, and this is not new to me, taking initiative to come up with some ideas, none, right? And so as me and the rest of the folks in the team, was putting this project together, um, there was like a staff meeting, right? And in the staff meeting, we were asked to talk about what we have done so far as a team. And actually, this particular person, this leader, actually asked us, right? And so as we proceeding to go through this, the leader says, wait a minute, you're telling me, because part of the project, there was some assignments given to the leader because they're pivotal to this project. And the leader says, wait a minute, you're telling me what to do? And we thought, well, this is some of the ideas, right? This is some of the ideas. And the leader got very disturbed, very angry, outwardly, felt very offended. And I thought, wow. And I'm just quiet in this moment, just very holding my emotions, quiet, okay? And just allowing her and allowing me to see her, because this was my first time seeing her like this. Actually, no, I lie. This was not the first time I saw her like this, actually. It just didn't happen towards me and the rest of the crew. So I thought, okay, this is interesting. And I thought, wait a minute, you gave us free reign to come up with some ideas for this project that you had. And this project you've been trying to lift off for the past 5 years. You gave this to us, no direction, no instructions, just when it's going to be. And now you literally asked towards the end of the meeting, okay, what have you come up with? And because there were other people there that are not part of our core group, for whatever reason, us saying, oh, this is what we are going to assign to you as the leader. We think this is a good fit for you. She just got very offended. Very offended. I don't know if this has ever happened to anybody. So anyway, I immediately actually had to correct this, okay, with her outside of the meeting. So we had a conversation. I won't go too deep into that. She apologized and it was done, right? Because it was just inappropriate, just the manner of the how would you say, offense and anger that's coming out. We were doing you a favor, okay? We were doing you a favor, all right? And I say this to say that there are some leaders out there, okay? In my experience, I don't always get this type of experience with a leader. Usually leaders are pretty intentional. But this particular person didn't have a vision for the project. That was very clear. Didn't have a vision. I can discern that they felt insecure for whatever reason, that the vision actually was being put together pretty well, and it was manifesting. And when this person says, this is my project, not yours, I thought that's how I witnessed the insecurity there. So you gave us the project to come up with. We already knew we were going to, you know, deliberate with you at some point to review, but you didn't make yourself available to meet, you know, nor did you initiate, okay, let me sit with the project group, okay? You just, you know, we're just very standoffish, laissez-faire, okay? You just do you. And then because we're in the midst of other people, you want to act as if we've done something offensive to you. If you ever come across a leader like that, just understand that this person on a very deep level has some insecurities, okay? And the insecurities they're interpreting it as they feel incompetent in some way, or they may feel like you're taking over, which me and the project group, we have no desire to take over. I, to be honest, wasn't even that interested to do it, but I just wanted to help this person out, right? But I think the biggest thing here, which the leader at some point, you know, in clarity of mind, said, you know what, maybe I should have given you some clear directions in the beginning. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly. She didn't have an issue with the project, but for whatever reason, she had an issue with the fact that it was pretty much done and she wasn't part of it. But she didn't make herself available. And we already communicate with her in different ways. You know, this is just a rough draft, right? But yeah, this is what happens when you don't have a clear vision as a leader in any setting, whether it's in the workplace or other gathering. You as the leader or project manager, and you give this some authority to somebody else to carry out your work, okay? Then you should have a lead. You should have a vision as a leader, all right? And you should really be intentional to have a schedule of how often you want to meet with the group. Make it very clear, especially if it's a new group put together. Be very intentional how often the group should check in with you, and not wait until the group says, okay, we will check in with you, okay? Leaders need to be very intentional. I don't care if you're in a workplace, your own business, or other type of gathering. You have to hold the helm very tight in the beginning, so folks understand how you work, how you operate, all right? How you want to communicate. Is it email? Is it, you know, video conference? Is it phone? And how frequently? And what are the expectations? And not to have a meltdown, right? As this individual did. You know, just like Habakkuk, you know, in the book of Habakkuk in the Holy Bible, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, it says, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, okay? Put it in your notepad, put it on some slides, text it, okay? Email. And that he may run that readeth it. You have to make the vision very clear, very plain, on some platform that is going to be efficient, effective to everybody in the team, so that whosoever reads that vision, they can literally go with it. They're not confused, they're not hesitant. The vision's very clear with various steps. This is what happens, this is what you do, when you do it, and there's takeoff. This individual missed the mark, made an unnecessary ruckus in a staff meeting, right? Of a kind of if you will, a staff meeting, just a group of people coming together, and you know, create some unnecessary tension. And one thing I was disturbed about is that because of this individual's leader's insecurity, it, you know, to me it was kind of like you've made it look like to the other people not to have confidence in the work that this project team is doing because of your lack of good leadership skills. All right. But thankfully, you know, with Dr. Sarah, you know, saved the day, and the rest of the group, you know, we had to just get our emotions together and not allow that to interfere. And like I said, the leader, after certain conversations that I knew I had to have if I was going to stick around, because I don't play that. I like some good emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, and just respect for the dignity of others. I had to have a conversation. Because the thing about, if you don't have those conversations, a few things can happen. You can hold a grudge in your heart and you're not performing very well. Or you could have that personality where it's like, you now fear the leader because that leader in a way kind of humiliated you, embarrassed you out of nowhere. So you fear the leader, and all of a sudden you don't function very well. You don't think for yourself well. You're like, okay, leader, what do you want to do now? What do you want to do now? What do you want to do now? And essentially some leaders want to inflict fear on you, to micromanage you, to control you. Yeah. And in the worst case scenario, the good workers eventually leave, right? Because again, not communicating your style of leadership. And this particular person, I can tell you right now, they are very much like, there's a project I want to do, choose some people to do it, go and figure it out, and then I'll come in and, give him my 2 cents, but still wants to feel like the boss, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? If you want to be the boss, make your vision very intentional from the beginning. All right? Very intentional from the beginning. That's my advice to whoever has operated like this as a leader. And I'll be honest with you, this was my first time experiencing this in the past. I have never really experienced that from someone with a leadership title. They're usually very intentional, let you know instructions from the beginning. And like I said, after my one-on-one communication with this individual, eventually, because some people like to go around the mulberry bush and give some excuses, eventually their head got corrected. All right. And they said, you know what, maybe I should have given you some instructions in the beginning, given all of you some team, some direction how I wanted it, and give some instructions of when I wanted it, maybe communicate to the group, even though this particular leader says in the meeting, go ahead and talk about it. So this is where you can see some people are not very they don't really have self-control of their emotions, and their real emotions come out. And I know her real emotion was a sense of insecurity, because she had very much awareness we were working on this. She never intentionally checked in for a status update. She was waiting for us to come to her, okay? And I really do, and the funny things, we were planning to. We said we're going to meet you here, we're going to meet you here, but because she asked during the meeting, we talked about what we were thinking about. But you see what happened in that moment, because we're all pretty much confident, and we're like, hey, this is what we're thinking, and this is what we're going to do. This is what, as a leader, we think you're going to do. Something in all of that, triggered her, where it was like, oh, no, this is my project. This is what I'm going to do. Cut long story short, guys, at the end of it, the proposal we had for this individual, this person, she had a few little iterations, but nothing major. Nothing. After when she met with us one-on-one as a group, nothing major at all. Okay? So as a leader, please, I ask you to be secure in yourself before you do a project, before you give a project to somebody to do for you. Make sure you're very intentional of why you're giving it. Set some expectations. Be secure in yourself when other people are giving ideas, okay? And make it very clear how you want this group to operate, all right? Because if not, there is a possibility that you may lose some good people, or there is a possibility that the people will no longer think for themselves. They're going to keep checking in with you, and you're going to have to micromanage, because you've essentially took away their confidence and their courage, All right, so be careful because you don't know where people are emotionally, right? We don't know as leaders. So be very mindful how you're speaking to people. And if there is some error, right? If you do end up offending somebody in your, team of people, be quick to apologize, be quick to reset and reevaluate your leadership approach. All right? We're all learning in this space. That's why I love this channel. That's why I'm doing this channel, to provide some really sound principles for you to be the best leader and the best lover in your life, okay? Amongst those groups you have around you, your family, your colleagues, okay? Members in the church, for example, members in your community groups, okay? Just to be a really good example of what it is to be a healthy minded leader and a healthy minded lover. Until next time, as always, let me know what you thought in the comment section. If you've ever come across a leader like that, or what other leadership experiences you've had, okay? And of course, remember to subscribe, all right? And share so you don't miss another video like this. And a free way to support this channel and other channels is to give a like, okay? So until next time, stay blessed and be the best leader and lover out there. Bye for now.